What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Time Drops and welcome once again to another episode of What's New. I'm Andrew, and as always, I'm going to be running through all of the latest and upcoming G-Shock releases. And while there aren't too many new ones this month, largely because we covered them in our previous episode, there is one, shall we say, rather controversial release that makes up for all of that. Let's jump in. First up, and not one bit controversial, G-Shock are back with their annual Fire Package release, a special edition feature pack series that offers a modest black and grey colourway with cool blue accents. We've got the AWG M100, which is a classic analog digital model featuring your standard G-Shock features with tough solar and multiband 6 on top. We then have the GW2320, which is a fully digital variant with the same tough solar and multiband 6 tech, plus an updated module 3537, which, just as we've seen with a load of releases lately, replaces the traditional electroluminescent backlight with a modern LED one. Now, these Fire Package models aren't always released globally, so availability outside of Japan may be limited. What they are, though, are very solid G-Shocks that offer a lot of bang for their buck. And while they don't change a lot with each release, they're ones that seem to go down a treat every single year. Next up, G-Shock are introducing 4 new GMA P2100 models. They're really doubling down on these, aren't they? These are effectively a more minimalist mini Casio and are clearly doing very well. In this month's drop, we're seeing a white, a navy, a beige or peach, I can't quite work it out. Nevertheless, all offering neutral tones to suit all needs with some shiny indices. But then we also have this other one in lilac, which has a bit more significance, as it's been released to commemorate International Women's Day and features an LED backlight with a mimosa flower within it. These are all expected to be priced around the $100 mark and available worldwide very soon. By the way, just quickly before we get into our next drop, I'm very excited to share that I'm going to be at the G-Shock Built Different event in London this Thursday on the 20th of March. And what's even cooler is that I'm going to be on the panel alongside some awesome names chatting about how we got into the brand, our favourite watches, stories, just all things G-Shock basically. My favourite thing to do. There's a load of big things planned for the night with some special guests too, so I'm very much looking forward to it. And hopefully meeting some of you guys as well. Let me know if you're coming along too in the comments down below. Also, if you'd like to see a bit of content from the night or a bit of a recap video, let me know in the comments as well. Now then, next up is a very cool release. G-Shock are expanding their GM110 lineup with their first stainless steel bracelet models. Just like we saw with the recent GM2110 models, with a half metal Casio swapped to resin band for a steel bracelet, it's now the GM110's turn to evolve and get to the metal bracelet treatment, giving this big and bold beast of a G-Shock model a more premium look. The GM110 series is of course based on the iconic GA110, one of the best-selling G-Shock models since its introduction in 2010 and launches with 2 variants. The 8A features a silver bezel and bracelet, a gunmetal dial with a positive LCD display, while the 1A9 features a black ion-plated bezel and bracelet, a gold dial and a negative LCD for a bolder look. Another first, these actually feature a resin and carbon fibre centre case, with the intention of enhancing durability while keeping the watch lightweight. We'll have to get these in hand to see if there's any real feel benefits of that, but pretty cool. These are also slightly more compact than the GA110, which had dimensions of 55mm in length, 51.2 in width, and 16.9mm in depth. These GMs have dimensions of 51.9mm in length, 48.8 in width, and 16.9mm in thickness again. They also arrive at 168 grams in weight, which is obviously a lot heavier than the resin models, but still manageable for everyday wear and in line with other metal Gs. I suppose these would need to be more refined and have a lighter case to be anywhere near the weight of other metal Gs because they are massive. But as many of you will know, the GA110s have a huge following and I have no doubts that these will be incredibly popular too. I'm definitely a fan of these. The bracelet looks especially good from the images and I like how these two offer something completely different. With my pick of the pair right now probably being the black and gold, but that's likely going to change very soon. Let me know if you're liking these and which one you'd go for. Right, next up, G-Shock are releasing the GA2100 Bright Metallic Dial series, bringing a fresh and popping metallic twist to the iconic octagonal design. Just announced on the coming soon page of the G-Shock UK website, these models feature metallic vapor deposition dials in 3 cool shades. We've got a sky blue, a rose gold, and a silver. I'm really liking the look of these. I actually had the original skeletonized Casio, the SK-7A, so seeing a return with a fresh look is very cool for me. I know that one was very popular and I'm sure these will be too. Transparent bands are very cool but also very tricky to keep clean, so you do have to keep your wits about you when wearing these. Nevertheless, these are all priced at £109, come stacked with your standard G-Shock functionality and offer serious bang for their buck. Very cool. Next up, and keeping it Casio, G-Shock are celebrating 20 years of 1OK Rock, a legendary Japanese rock band with an exclusive collaboration model. This special edition is based on the GM2100 and features an octagonal metal bezel in a sleek silver finish. with some very cool Roman numerals, which I'm really liking, and it's certainly something we've never seen before, paired with a white matte skeleton band. The black dial with silver indices includes gradient processed cherry blossoms, as well as a sword as its subdial indicator at 9, symbolising Japanese elegance and strength. Then we've got a few more unique tributes to the band, including a band keeper engraved with Ryota's tattoo. The caseback features a logo designed by Swedish artist Emil, a close friend of What OK Rock, who also designed the special packaging the watch arrives in. This one's available to pre-order right now, but officially drops on April the 10th for the price of 44,000 yen, which is around 300 buckaroos. This one again has got a very fresh and cool colorway, but the Roman numerals especially nicely set this apart from every other half metal Casio out there. Very cool. Now then. Contentious, controversial, outrageous, whatever you want to call it, G-Shock have officially launched the all-new GAV01 series, a bold and very futuristic timepiece that's quite simply breaking the internet. Well, at least in the watch world, that is. So far from what I've seen, to say these have received mixed reviews would be an understatement. With a massive 58.2mm case width and 19.6mm in thickness, this very eye-catching design is supposed to resemble a character with cool eyes, a term coined by G-Shock China. The special ball-shaped packaging, which is likely exclusive to China, is inspired by G-Shock's original floating module development, as is the watch itself. And it's clear there are multiple other nods throughout the watch's design itself, like the integrated bezel and bands meeting at 9 and 3, just like we saw in the GAB001. But despite all these references, this is still unlike anything we've seen before. This includes all of your standard features from a functionality perspective, and just like we saw with the Big K series, a 10-year battery life, with key additional and very unique ones coming with its design, including a spherical and curved glass for a futuristic aesthetic. The most striking feature of this watch, though there are absolutely loads, is probably its 3D hour markers being outside of the display glass and integrated into the bezel itself. There's just so much going on here. These have actually now been listed in the UK under the Coming Soon section, and it explains how the watch has a feature known as shock release hand, which refers to the minute hand being attached by a magnetic force rather than directly fixed to the shaft. So essentially, when this gets dropped, it allows the hand to shift out of position during hard impacts, but then eventually return to its correct position within a few minutes. Casio have also stated that this allows for larger hands and more flexibility in styling, so this could be a theme moving forward. Priced around $120 and just announced at £119 in the UK, the GAV01s are expected to drop worldwide very, very soon. So yeah, I'm still not sure what I think about these. It's clear G-Shock have been trying to introduce new demographics to the brand recently, in the last year especially, and I feel like that's the intention here, and it's only going to continue. It is worth saying though that G-Shock do get a lot of stick for just repeating the same designs with very slight tweaks and calling it a new model, but it's fair to say they have very much not done that here. But yeah, if you're a traditional G-Shock fan, these are rather outrageous, aren't they? I ran a poll in our newsletter last week asking you what you thought of these, and it's fair to say they're not the most popular right now. But sometimes you have to let these things marinate. They are mad and not really my style, but I also don't hate them and maybe kind of like them. I'm not really sure what that says about me, to be honest. It is mad how in the space of a few months they've gone from re-releasing a design like the OG DW5000 to something like this, but hey, that's watches. Something for everyone. I'll need to see this in person, of course, to get the full effect, but yeah, wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. As mentioned, we've reported on a load of G-Shock releases this year already, so make sure you check out our previous episode. I'll leave it linked. And don't forget to join thousands of your fellow watch enthusiasts signed up to the Time Drops weekly newsletter to stay right up to date with all of the latest releases as they happen, plus gain access to our exclusive G-Shock giveaways, of course. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.